you upstairs? Can you make that sound again?
Ohio played a vital role in the era leading up to the American Civil War, serving as a critical border state between the free North and the slaveholding South. This geographical position made it a significant pathway for the Underground Railroad, a network of secret routes and safe houses used by enslaved people seeking freedom. Numerous locations throughout Ohio became a crucial stop on this journey, offering refuge and assistance to those escaping bondage. Built in 1856 by abolitionist George Willison Adams, Prospect Place served as a crucial station on the Underground Railroad. The mansion's strategic location in Ohio made it an ideal haven for those fleeing slavery. Adams, a prominent figure in the local anti-slavery movement, designed the mansion with features that may have aided in concealing individuals, though definitive proof of hidden rooms or tunnels remains a subject of debate among historians. Adams' unwavering commitment to the abolitionist cause led him to risk his own safety and security by opening his home to runaway slaves. The mansion, with its blend of Greek Revival and Italian architectural styles, became a beacon of hope for those seeking freedom. However, within local narratives, a darker story is often recounted. The tale speaks of a confrontation with an angry bounty hunter who arrived at Prospect Place, accusing Adams of harboring fugitive slaves and demanding their return. According to accounts, Adams refused and denied all allegations, and the bounty hunter was forced to leave. The story then suggests that individuals loyal to Adams or those seeking refuge at Prospect Place may have pursued the bounty hunter into town later, overpowering him and bringing him into the barn. There, it is said a mock trial was held against him and was sentenced to hang within the barn's hayloft. This dramatic account has persisted through generations, with some believing the bounty hunter's vengeful spirit still lingers within the barn. Adding a layer of documented history to the story of Prospect Place, records show that the unfinished house was subject to an act of arson in 1855, a year before its completion. George Blackburn, a known criminal with a history of burglary, safe-blowing, and even murder, was believed to be responsible for the fire. Accounts state that Blackburn set fire to the unfinished structure not in an attempt to collect insurance money, but rather with the hope of being rehired for the rebuilding process to secure more work and income. While there was never any definitive proof of this, word of mouth travels quickly in places like this, and George's incessant boasting about setting the G.W. Adams mansion ablaze carried through town. Unfortunately for him, his plan never came to fruition, and a life of crime would lead Blackburn to spend a majority of his life behind bars. Despite numerous convictions for crimes like burglary and larceny, George escaped Ohio State Penitentiary numerous times, but was eventually apprehended each time. He would make his final escape in September 1895, only to be apprehended once again shortly after in October 1895. In 1896, George Blackburn would pass away in the Ohio State Penitentiary due to heart disease. Beyond the documented and rumored events of its past, Prospect Place has garnered a reputation for being haunted. Stories of paranormal activity have circulated for years, with visitors and staff reporting various unexplained occurrences. These accounts include sightings of apparitions, disembodied voices, unexplained noises, and objects moving on their own. Some believe these phenomena are connected to the history of the site, perhaps remnants of those who sought refuge there during its time as a stop on the Underground Railroad, or even echoes of the alleged bounty hunter. The mansion remained within the Adams Cox family for generations, eventually passing to George Cox, a grandson of G.W. Adams. However, the surrounding land faced significant challenges in the mid-20th century with the advent of gravel mining operations. Despite the changes to the surrounding landscape, Prospect Place endures as a powerful reminder of its pivotal role in the Underground Railroad and the courageous individuals who risked everything for freedom. Well, good evening, everyone. My name's Mike.
I'm David.
It's very nice to meet you. Thank you for inviting us into your home tonight. You seem to have already acquainted yourself with the equipment that we've laid out. You were playing with this REM pod over here, this little red light. If you want to keep playing with that, please feel free to do so. It's not going to hurt you.
We're going to be asking a lot of questions tonight. You please feel free to answer as many as you would like, or, if you don't want to answer them, you don't have to, of course. But we'll have a lot of devices out that'll help you answer these questions. They won't hurt you, like Mike said. They're just going to help us. Can you touch one of the pieces of equipment and let us know you're here? I feel like I just saw the end of someone walking past that door frame at the end of the hallway, like the back of their leg going past it on the right side.
Are you down on that side of the house? Can you come in here and talk to us, please? You don't have to be camera shy. Could you touch one of these lights if it's okay that we're here? You were playing with this red light at the end of the hall, right before we started running all the cameras and lights. Like I said, you don't have to be camera shy.
In the little girl's room on the desk there was a little music box. We put another one next to it if you want to play with that. It'll play a song. All you have to do is walk in front of it.
Are you down on this side of the house? Are you in that back room that I heard you in earlier?
Was that you?
No. Thank you if that was you. Oh shit, there's a bat. Shit. Of course there's a bat. Of course there is. There's always a bat in one of these places.
I was here a few years ago, and in the child's room over here, the girls' room, we set a cat ball out for you guys. And a few years ago, I told you if you played with it, you can keep the cat ball. Could you possibly play with it again? Could you make it roll? If so, I'll let you keep it.
Did you hear that while you were talking?
I heard something, but I didn't know what it was.
Oh, that sounded really weird.
Could you possibly play with it again? Could you make it roll? If so, I'll let you keep it. Could you possibly play with it again? Could you make it roll? If so, I'll let you keep it.
Sounded like somebody was shouting.
Yeah?
Ooh. It was inside.
Oof.
Was that you? If you come up and put some energy into this, you'll make it light up. Great way for us to know that you're here. That was loud.
That was really loud.
Could you do that again? I hear footsteps.
I hear it too.
I hear footsteps.
I hear it too.
Footsteps here.
Upstairs again.
Mm-hmm. It was further that way, though.
Yeah, way farther that way.
Mm-hmm. As you can see, the night starts off pretty quiet. We have a bunch of devices spread around the second floor, and we're trying to reach out to whoever's there, but they seem to want to communicate with us in different ways. There's a lot of physical noises and movement going on around us, and we're even hearing disembodied voices in the attic upstairs. I wanted them to try and contact us through our devices, but it just wasn't happening. We had walked all over the second floor, and most of the noise seemed to be coming from the north wing as well as the attic, so we move upstairs and try to get some communication going. We came up here to try and talk to you. We have a few devices set out that you can use to talk to us, including this radio. If you come up and put some energy into it, you can make it say words. We'll be able to hear you. Can you tell us who we're talking to, please?
Is there someone up here with us? Can you tell us your name?
That was so loud.
Yeah.
Whoa. Thank you.
Thank you. That sounded like what I heard behind you earlier. It was?
I don't know, I heard a voice. Listen.
Is that you upstairs? Can you make that sound again, maybe?
Chills
Yeah.
on my body. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Wow.
Whoa. And it was like immediately on command. That was right there.
I was like, yeah, right there.
It's my stomach.
So we know this used to be a ballroom up here. So we've laid a few devices out on the floors, and if you go dance near them, we'll be able to know that you're here. Could you possibly go dance near that orange device over on the floor?
You can just knock next to me.
Really?
Yeah. Let's turn that down for a minute. Yeah. Let's just listen. If you make that noise upstairs now, we'll really be able to hear you. Could you maybe do it for us one more time, just to confirm?
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That is making my skin crawl.
Me too. Every time.
Every time. And that said yes.
Yeah.
No.
No?
No.
I said yes at first.
It stopped on yes.
Stop on yes.
Holy, certain, endless. Whoever's upstairs, can you come down here and come talk to us for a little bit? Oh, shit. See? You think it's gonna just bomb you in the face, dude. Where are you making that sound? Are you on this floor with us or are you above us? Can you do it again just so we can figure out where you are? We set up a spirit box up there to try and establish contact with whoever was making the noise upstairs, and within 15 or 20 minutes, we hear these very clear footsteps, thuds, whatever they may be, coming from the Widow's Watch just above us. It responded so clearly and so accurately to the questions we asked, we just turned the spirit box off and we started asking yes and no questions, hoping it would respond to us by making the noise above us. It's right behind me.
Yeah.
We also have to consider this building settling because of how old it is. But I don't think some of those sounds are settles.
I don't think those ones were for sure.
No.
Those definitely were.
No. It was like the same noise in the same spot.
Yeah.
I heard a rumor some time ago that was later proven to be false, but would just like to confirm it either way. There was a pretty terrible train accident close to here some time ago, and the rumor was that the bodies were brought here because of the size of the basement to be stored and kept for getting them prepared for funerals and identification and such. Is that true? The rumor was that allegedly 20 or more bodies were brought to the basement here. Like I said, from what we've heard from the historian, that's not true, but could you confirm that for us? If it's true, if that really happened, can you make a knocking sound like you have been? At least they're honest.
Yeah.
Thank you for confirming that for us. We do try to get our information accurate when it comes to this kind of stuff, so thank you.
I have another one for you. We're curious about, we heard a story of George Adams pulling a gun on someone that was thinking that he was running slaves. Is that true?
That was immediately.
Yeah.
Did he threaten that man? Petulance, vileness, intention, and then rail again. There's my answer.
Yeah.
Now, the follow-up to that was supposedly the runaway slaves that were hiding here later went into town and captured that man and held a mock trial in the barn just next door, where they found him guilty and they hung him inside of the barn. Is that true? Were you a part of that mock trial? Were you one of the people that went to town to capture that man? Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Do you feel you got justice for what you did?
So we have a lot of devices out that you could go up to and speak into, and we could be able to hear you guys later. Could you possibly go up to one of the cameras and speak your name into it? Yeah.
That was 3 perfect ones in a row.
To me, it sounded like heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. It's all walking around that. So we have a lot of devices out that you could go up to and speak into, and we could be able to hear you guys later. Could you possibly go up to one of the cameras and speak your name into it? So we have a lot of devices out that you could go up to and speak into, and we could be able to hear you guys later. Could you possibly go up to one of the cameras and speak your name into it?
And it was like the same exact sound, same tone, the same time in between. It was perfectly like 3.
Yep. Were any of the Adams family members part of that mock trial?
They're so consistent and so perfect every time.
But it's only when we're asking questions.
Which is great.
Which is great.
It's perfect.
All right, so one of the members was there.
Was it George? Was that his name, George?
Mm-hmm.
It was George.
It was George.
We had met one of the historians on site, and they gave us a brief history of the property itself, nothing too detailed. I tend to try and keep things as light as possible when it comes to information about places, because bias of preconceived notions, however you choose to look at it, I don't want to go in there hoping to find something based off of what I was told. I like to see what we find and then do our research afterwards more in depth to see if any evidence that we capture lines up with the history that's documented. With that being said, the historian did share some of the information about the house, and we did learn about a trial that was held on the property, which I discussed in the beginning of this episode. I wanted to ask about that and try and verify that just to see if maybe someone there could tell us if that actually happened, and without hesitation, they confirmed almost everything that we had asked of them. They even stayed silent when I asked about the train accident and the bodies being stored at the property itself. That never happened. There was a rumor going around, either by somebody in town or maybe it was long ago when there was a train crash in the area that the bodies were stored there, but whoever resides in this home is very honest and was happy to share with us any sort of information that would help us verify what we were told.
My first time I was here, I saw someone really large in the basement, really tall, but I couldn't make out who it was. I heard that, yeah.
That was like downstairs. That was like the second.
By any chance, was one of those people who held the mock trial the person that I saw in the basement?
We don't have too much time left, so we're gonna move downstairs, communicate with whoever's down there. Whoever's up here talking to us, if you'd like to come down there and talk. We have a pretty surefire method to get your message through. Yes.
Well, you're more than welcome to come join us down there and communicate more with us. You know, you can communicate in a different way if you feel necessary, or you can continue with Knox down there as well.
This was incredible. It really was. I think that we probably could have spent most of the night up here in the attic asking questions, but our time was running out and we only had one last spot that we could investigate before finishing for the night. So we pack our things up and head downstairs into the main living room to conduct an Estes method.
Don't forget me.
I won't forget you. I don't think I caught your name. This said easy befriending.
The rain is nasty.
Did you find it easy to befriend us? Are you comfortable with us?
Reveal. Who is this?
My name is Michael. This is David.
Who am I?
Do you remember your name?
Don't, baby. Needle? Gabby.
Hi, Gabby. How's your evening going so far?
Captured. Harmful.
Were you captured?
We're living.
What's
Do
one
you
of the-
care about it?
Absolutely. I said yes. I'd love to hear your story, learn about you, what happened to you.
No.
Okay, if you're not comfortable sharing, that's okay. We can talk about something else.
Until dawn.
We'll be leaving early in the morning.
The man in here?
What about the man in here?
Robert something. The root cellar?
Are you down in the root cellar?
We're in the basement? Back door?
I heard that George used to let runaway slaves in through the
said
back
what
door
you
in
want.
the basement. Just want to talk to you.
Total peace. Same. Actually,
You can tell me whatever you want, whatever's on your mind. If you need to get something off your chest, or if you'd like to tell me some history about this place through your experiences, I'd love to learn them. Whatever you'd like to share with me. You can speak through David so that way I can understand you. What's your name? So far we've gotten Gabby, but I know there's more than one of you here.
you gotta go look at it.
Go look at what?
It's great.
Can you tell me what it is?
Greeting from Mars? There's 4 of us in the building. Who shot him?
It was 4 of you. Okay. So it was George and 3...
It's pretty obvious.
Oh, not as obvious as you may think. There's George and 3 of the slaves, huh?
We hung him? Out back.
Resentment, breach, choke.
He could barely.
Whoa. Ezra, brass, and cannabis.
Are you writing down all this data, Dave?
We are, yeah, we both are. The cameras that we have set up
Mikey?
record all of this info, and we take this data for later. Is your name Ezra? You said there were 4 of you here. I know there's a lot more, but I know there's at least 4 here that want to talk to us.
The 2 of them are just talking to us. It's okay.
Must be talking about David and I. As I've mentioned before, we come here in peace and out of respect for you in this home and the history that occurred here. Anything that you're willing to share with us.
You sluts.
How?
That's right.
Yeah, I heard you the first time. I said no. Yeah, thank you, whoever said no. There's a myth going around that a really bad train accident occurred pretty close by here, a long time ago. And roughly 20 or so people lost their lives. And that their bodies were stored in the basement here because of the size of the basement. That's the myth. There is no factual data to prove that or back that up. Could you confirm that for me? Did that actually happen? All right, I'll take that as a no. It's twice now we
Are you
tried
scared?
to confirm it. No, not at all.
Sadly, I am.
I'm sorry. Is there anything that I can do to make you feel more comfortable?
Help me.
How can I help you? What do you need from me?
You must do hard work.
Definitely aware of that. There's a lot of hard work to do this. Is there anything I can do right now in this moment to help you?
Good.
Well, I just want to say that this night has been nothing short of incredible, especially the session with you in the attic. That was amazing. Do you have anything else you'd like to say through David before I pull him out and we get going? We really appreciate everything you've done for us tonight. We won't forget it. And I hope that when I go home and I review all this footage, we'll be able to make sense of some of the things that you told us. Until then, I wish you a wonderful night. Thank you again. And you take care, okay? It seemed to be a mix here. Some of it was direct, some of it was indirect. It sounded like we were picking up on old conversations, maybe residual energy, but I didn't feel like we had really gathered enough from this Estes to go anywhere with it. It kind of seemed like we were having a very surface level conversation. We weren't able to break through the way that we did in the attic when we were asking questions upstairs and receiving answers in the form of knocks. Prospect Place was a very important part of history. G.W. Adams risked his family and his own life daily to accommodate these people to freedom. And it's amazing that after all these years, it still stands the way that it does in the condition that it's in. You can tell that the people that run this place really care about it, and they want to make sure that the history of this place stays alive and accurate, and I really respect that about them. While I wish it was a little more active and we could have gotten a few different types of responses, the interactions in the attic were amazing. That's not something that we get very often, if ever. I mean, for it to be so consistent and so clear anytime that we ask them anything, and for them to be totally transparent about everything was incredible. I'm glad that they did that for us and helped us confirm the accuracy of the history that took place here.